I'm Tyson,
I'm Dagan.
and this is the Copper Lodge. Hey, how do you like that?
Outstanding.
Yeah, you had a great picture. I appreciate that. So, everyone, this is Dagan. As most of you guys know who Dagan is. He is a great reviewer and a good friend of mine, and he has a lead foot. We discussed when driving, but we'll get into that. But first, let's say hi to everyone. So we got Mr. Joshua Ricks. How you doing, buddy?
Joshua.
He actually we have the bearded competition, as you know, and he's entered in, so that'll be fun. Hey Gabe, how you doing?
Okay.
Mr. E.
Rock.
He has entered in as well with all his sexiness, as he like to call it. So I'm excited. Hopefully he gets it to the point where he can make it on the lodge at the end of the month. What's up, Aldemer? How you doing, buddy? Then we got Mr. Donnie himself. He just entered in today.
Cool.
I know, it's going to be fun.
I would have if I hadn't been out of town that week.
I know. I know. I mean, you have two beards in one. One's on your upper lip and one's on your lower lip. And then we have Miss Ellie, who I had a lot of respect for until she decided she likes water with Oreos. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
She's awesome. Always very supportive for everyone.
Yep.
Then we got Mr. Casey. How you doing, Casey? I'm talking to him for a bit. We've been so busy. And then we have Mr. Jason. Hey, Jason. You did an awesome job Friday, and I'm excited to have him on. He's going to be on in January, but he did an awesome job with Nate.
Yes, he did. Pretty cool.
He's a good guy. And then we got Mr. Steven. How you doing, Steven? Appreciate you always joining. Very huge supporter of Copper Johns. And then Nicholas. How you doing, Nicholas?
Nicholas.
Just random Nicholas. Mr. Brian. I'm excited for his show. He actually just did. I asked him if he would be willing to create a blog for me about the importance of beard oil and skin and hair and the benefits of it. And he just finished. I'm excited to read it. So, and I'm going to post it on our website here shortly.
That's cool.
Yeah, Brian's really intelligent, and I appreciate his hard work and dedication with that. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Glad you're here. And Mr. Brew City himself. I'll never call him his name because I just like Brew City. I think that's a good name.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Nick. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're feeling better. And am I missing anyone else? Dagan's mustache has its own beard. Hey, how you doing, Kyle? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. All right, now we have caught up. So why don't you tell us a little about who you are, Dagan, and a little bit about yourself. Oh, and to begin with, I apologize. If you use Dagan's code BGG15, that will save you 20% until midnight tonight.
Awesomeness.
All right. Well, you go.
Well, a little about me. I'm just going to skip all the young years. So when I graduated high school, I joined the military, the Army. I was in there did 4 years active and did 4 years reserve after that. And actually, during my first duty station in Korea.
Oh, wow.
Well, actually, my first duty station was actually going to be Fort Hood. But this other guy, and his first duty station was Korea. And actually, we ended up swapping. But he had just recently got married. And he wanted, didn't want to be away from his family. That's his first trip. So we actually went through the paperwork and, the swap. So we actually spent an extra couple of months at our training facility till the paperwork went through. So I ended up going to Korea first. And after Korea, which is pretty cool because, over there, the drinking age, you don't have really a great drinking age over there. So pretty much my whole time over there, every weekend we had off, I was pretty much drunk. So, but when I came back from Korea, my next duty station, which I spent the rest of my 4 years at, was at Fort Hood, and I was still under 21. So I just stopped drinking, and probably a good thing for me, I guess. You hear a lot of people, become alcoholics because of that. So, but anyway, so after that 4 years active, I got out, but stayed in reserves for 4 more years. But while doing reserves, I got a job at what was it? Oh, UPS.
Okay.
Loading trucks. And I was there for a year. Well, and it was simultaneously going to college as well. So really one of the main things that I became joined the Army was to help get that military college fund, and because my parents weren't rich or anything like that, and they couldn't afford to pay for my college. So
yeah, my parents didn't either.
Yeah. So so I was going to college and got my first job. So I was going to college full time, working there full time. About a year later, UPS, I got promoted to supervisor, but that was a big headache in itself, and I immediately regretted that because that was really not really good while going to school. So
this is when you're like 21, 22 still, while you're in the reserves?
Yes. So then I got out of that, left that job, and got into my first loss prevention job. And it's been a couple of different companies there. I've stayed there for a while, moved on, and actually my first AP job or loss prevention job was at JCPenney's. And their pay sucked, well, at least at the time.
So when you say loss prevention, is that when you were talking, you did some reviews, or not reviews, but you did some videos on how you can tell they're lying. So would you confront people who were stealing, or would you just say, hey, we lost some stuff, or we got some stuff stolen? Like, how did that all work for you?
Oh, no.
That's kind of what you've done some of those videos before.
Yeah, the lying part was more from when my current company, when I became manager, and I had to interview people and stuff like that. But
Tyson is a ventriloquist because they don't see your man.
Yeah, but as a loss prevention associate, your job was to watch the cameras and look for people stealing and catch them stealing, and then once they exit the store, you stop them, confront them, get the merchandise back, and bring them back, and do the paperwork and everything like that. And depending on how much they stole, you let them go or you call the police on them. So, But I did that for different companies. I actually got fired from my first job because I was still young, going out partying, and I fell asleep at the cameras a couple too many times, and I got fired for that. But let's say I moved on to a different company. It paid me $2 more an hour, back then, and which was great. A step up. And that was Kmart. Then I went to Walmart because Kmart was actually getting rid of their LP department.
Well, that's why they're out of business.
Yeah. Right. Then I moved to Walmart. Actually, when I went to Walmart, I started working as a sales associate in the I forget what department it was. But anyway, because they had no loss prevention manager at the time. Mm-hmm. They were in transition. So once loss prevention manager came, I interviewed with them, got promoted, got hired on as loss prevention, but there was no room for advancement there really, because they didn't really have a manager at the store. They had like a regional manager.
Oh, okay.
So there's really no room for advancement. So I was there for about 7 months, quit, and got hired on with Foley's, which is now Macy's, and been there for 21 years. Majority of that I was in loss prevention, and most of that was as a loss prevention manager, where I ran the loss prevention department and moved around multiple different stores. So till recently, the last store I was at as a loss prevention manager, was closing down for good. Uh-huh. There's nothing else for me to go into. So in order to stay with the company, I had to go somewhere else, and that's when I became a receiving manager.
Nice. Do you like doing what you're doing?
Yeah, I like them both because I like the operations aspect as well, and that's my initial thing about doing that is moving up on the operations side. But man, since then they've changed their structure like 3 different times, and each time it gets harder and harder to move up. So.
But, do you find yourself like you're watching the news or reading online and stuff like that, where we have a supply shortage, and you being a receiving manager during Black Friday here shortly, do you see problems with shortages?
Well, it probably depends because we because like in years past, October has always been our busiest month for receipts coming in.
Oh,
Then
okay.
starting November, it starts to die down because we just get a buttload of receipts in October. So much our stock rooms are overflowing and stuff like that. But due to that shortage, it's been kind of a constant flow ever since October. So
Oh, okay.
it's still going hot and heavy. So it's still coming in because I've heard on the news they're starting to offload more and more stuff too. So it's still coming in hot and heavy for sure.
Okay, so that makes sense. So you see the shortage starting to disperse and starting to be just not a big deal anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the questions that I wanted to bring up is because a lot of us know who you are when it comes to reviews. So I appreciate you opening up to us. But tell us a little bit about what's the best thing in your mind about you? Like what's the best thing? Yeah.
Well,
I know it's awkward to talk positively about yourself like you're bragging, but I'm asking you to brag. I'm asking you to say, hey man, this is me and I'm proud of this.
I know it's like one of those interview questions, like when you go apply to a company or something like that, they ask you, what are your best attributes and things like that. It's like I really hate, talking about myself, but
Yeah, it's an uncomfortable question, and but I just feel like you have a lot of qualities, and getting to know you a little bit better, I think people should get to know those qualities too.
Well, I mean, the best thing about me is that I always prided myself on being honest, and that's one of the things that why I wanted to become a loss prevention, and actually I wanted to become a police officer, but certain things happened, I wasn't able to, and that's about the time I actually got promoted to loss prevention manager. So hey, I'm going to stick with this for a while, but that's one of my best qualities is me, that I'm honest and true to what I say.
That's true. And that's a really good trait to have. And it's nice when people can trust you and you're going to do what you say. And you say what you do. I think that's absolutely true.
Well, I got to admit though, in my older age here though, I do get forgetful. It's not. So I got to make sure I write down notes sometimes. But
they talk about some brain fogginess when it comes to having COVID and coming back from that sickness. And I can tell every now and then I have that brain fogginess. So I hear you with the forgetfulness. I'm like, wait, what? We talked about that? My bad.
All right.
So what would be your perfect day?
Oh man, that's something we haven't really done in a while. But
no, it's been a while.
It's my perfect date would be, just going out to dinner with my husband, and maybe after that, just go catch a nice movie. We're simple people.
What kind of movies do you like?
Well, I personally like action movies and sci-fi. He's more of the made drama and that kind of stuff. But so
okay,
we got to compromise sometimes.
So what are some good movies you've seen recently?
Well, recently, I don't not recently. No.
No.
Yeah, because we haven't gone out to movies in quite a while. I mean, but we've caught some older type movies on TV. But as new movies, I just haven't done it recently.
Okay. Yeah, Candice and I we went and saw the new James Bond. It's good. Cool. I really like that. I don't know if anyone else has seen it, but I would if you're an action person and you like drama like your husband, I would recommend that's a good fit for both of you because it's really, really good in my opinion. Okay. Now we went and saw Eternals. Don't go see it. It's horrible. For a Marvels movie, it's not good at all for me.
I know. I thought I might like that one.
I was actually wanting it to. It had really good people, it had everything in it that it needed, but the story just was dry and it wasn't that good. It reminded me a lot of Fantastic Four, where it had like the newest one, where it had really good people in it, had good possibilities, but nothing. So,
right, so we're all different, I might like it.
I doubt it. What kind of comedies do you like?
Well, I'm not really too big on comedy because, speaking of which, like me and my husband, our funny bone ticks in a different way. I mean, what he thinks is funny, I don't think it's funny. Well, I think it's funny, he don't think it's funny. So it's like,
but that's why you guys work so well together.
Oh yeah, we're actually complete. I mean, I can get that in a minute, but we were complete opposites. But as for a comedy, I mean, I don't like anything vulgar, anything like that, or anything dark. But other than that, I mean, I'm good.
Yeah, Three Amigos, I would say Nacho Libre,
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite, those stupid shows. They're stupid, but they're hilarious to me.
Yeah.
So, what's like the lamest joke you've ever said that you consistently say from high school? Because I have one, and I say it under my breath, and my wife knows exactly why I'm laughing because she's like, "You're such an idiot." But I always say it, even though I know I shouldn't. So, do you have any of those jokes?
Well, no, because I'm not a funny person. I mean, every once in a while I might come up with a good singer, but that's like few and far between. So I mean, no, I do not have something I say all the time. But like I said, I just don't. I don't have a funny bone in my body really.
Oh, that's okay though. I've noticed the older I get, the more serious I get. And I told my wife that, and I'm like, it's kind of annoying because I used to be a lot of fun. But it just is with old age and all the weight of the world on you with your kids and making sure they're good and all that stuff. But
yeah, I hear that because actually I've been kind of that way my whole life. Even when I was younger, I was kind of like, probably before my time because I felt like I was older in a younger body, so to speak. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, because I've always been, kind of more down to earth type person. Like an older person would be versus a younger person. I mean, I've had my share of partying, but just when it comes down to certain things, I just felt, I'm the more responsible person, in our relationship too. So, especially when we first, got together. So,
and I agree with E. I have so many dad jokes, and I don't realize they're dad jokes, and then my kids say they're dad jokes. I'm like, oh, I thought it was funny. They're like, no, Dad, that's not funny. I'm like, oh man. But
right.
yeah, no, the one joke, and it's inappropriate that I always say is one like that's what she says, or that's what and I'm just like, oh, why did I say that? Sometimes I'm like,
Yeah,
it's not appropriate.
I've had said that a few times before.
So so what are some of the small things that make your day better?
Well, just getting, at work, that's just relating to the people I work with. If we have a good relationship at work, and I mean, I hate to say this, we've had some new people come in, and they do things differently, and sometimes they don't want to follow the protocol of the company standards, and so it's like just drives us crazy. But we that been there for a while, we talk, and and I don't say console each other, but but yeah, I mean just working with good people in a home is just being with my husband.
Yeah, so would you say so how many what kind of dog?
We got 3 Chihuahuas.
Oh wow, I have 1 Chihuahua and that's enough.
well, one's about 20 years old and all he does is eat, sleep, and poop, and he's pretty much blind and deaf. So
oh, nice. That's like my 17-year-old when he's here. I'm missing a conversation. Oh, okay. A bear and a rabbit are taking your shirt. The bear looks at the rabbit and asks if he had a problem. Nah, we're not talking about that on this stream. Oh, recliner half watching Packers and getting approved. Decided to send it to. Oh, I appreciate you joining us, man. It means a lot. So, so what's the? Nah, let's not even ask that. So, what makes you feel accomplished? So, you talked about a little bit about what makes your day better. So you're kind of nothing's wrong with this. I like if I had a choice being with my wife or just going hanging out with someone, I obviously want to choose my wife and the loved ones and stuff like that. And so I call myself a homebody at some point just because I'd rather hang out with her than go double date or all that kind of stuff. It's just this is who we are. If her and I have a choice to go to a movie and go out to eat or something or go to a Halloween party, which we'd have, we'll go to a movie and out to eat, just me and her. That's just what it is. So it sounds like you and I are a lot alike that. So what throughout the whole day and as you're working and all that, what makes you feel accomplished?
Well, just get my job done. My task at work. As long as I get my job done in a timely manner, and I know I did it good and in the proper way, that makes me feel accomplished. So,
And outside of work,
well,
tough one.
It's amazing because the way I operate at work is sometimes different from at home. Because at work, I'm a workaholic. So work is very important to me. I don't know why, but I guess it's because I'm workaholic.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, well, it can be. I guess you work yourself to death. But yeah, I mean, at home, it's just providing for my husband, and provides me. I do my share of what I need to do around here, and he's the cook in the family. I can't cook or the dang. So if I'm cooking, it's gonna be like hamburger helper or something, like that.
Hey, that's still good. I can do that one too.
But no, but I would like to get a little bit more about us. I mean, because when I first met him, we were complete opposites. I was more, really reserved and really a homebody, and he was going out all the time. And when I first met him, it's kind of that way. But as we stayed, like I said, we've been together 21 years. So as
nice.
time moved on, I became a little more outgoing, started going out a little bit more. But he started being a little more reserved and started staying more at home with me. So we kind of eventually melded each other out.
Yeah, but, the longer you're with someone, like for me and Candace, the longer we're with someone, the more I realize, like, hey, was that a joke that you used to say, or is that a joke that I used to say? You kind of just mesh, and you kind of just become one instead of two individuals. And so I noticed that too.
Right. Yeah. You started cutting out there a little bit, Tyson, too.
Ah, dang it! My internet going bad again.
Well, it was just a little bit, just briefly, but you're good.
No,
now.
I was just saying that as you get older, and in years with your wife and with your spouse and with your husband, you start to mesh and become one. And so really, like, you'll say a joke, and you'll start thinking about it. I'm like, okay, did you say that a long time ago, or was that me? You start having mannerisms. You can't you remember if it was her who used to be that way or me who used to be that way, and that type of stuff. So I'm with you on that.
Right.
I used to be a very aggressive driver, like someone I know, and she mellowed me out. So,
well, I want to say that if anybody has in chat wants any questions for me, put them out there.
Yeah. So what's your goals for 2022?
Keep what I'm doing, maintain this channel, just keep on the same track, just a steady pace. I mean, I'm not looking out here to get 100,000 subscribers or anything like that, but I like doing this. Of course, I want to steadily grow, but but I'm just going to do like a steady pace, just putting my content out, and that's for my YouTube side. For my personal side, actually, I also want to kind of think about looking for something else to do and a job. But
after 21 years, you're ready to move, huh?
Well, yeah, but on the other side, I think it's another 4 years or so I can actually retire from the company. So
yeah, so it might be worth waiting and then just finding something else. You have 2 retirements.
Yeah, but with sometimes all the crap you get going at work, sometimes it frustrates you. But on the personal side, I want to win the lotto.
So Jason asked, are you going to start selling your caddies?
Yes, I've been really thinking hard about that. I just got to make enough, first before I start selling them. Just make some, and then that way I'll have enough to put on the website to start selling them.
So you have a website?
No, I'd have to make one. I'd probably do like Jason does, have a little Etsy site or something like that.
Yeah. And as you know, I partnered up with Jason, and I sell his stuff here, and I really like his soap dishes and his displays. So, yeah.
Yeah, he makes some very good stuff.
He does, and I love yours. I have yours displayed right behind me too. I'm behind the green screen, and it's awesome. So it actually, I put my gummies in there as a display right in your big the larger and so that's what I really like. So but so with that being said, what got you into beard reviews and wanting to create reviews and stuff like that? Because out of nowhere, all of a sudden I see a guy and I'm like, I don't know this person, and he's doing a review for me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I think I was your first review.
Yes, you were my first review.
Yeah, and I thought, how cool is this? But I'm like, who is this person? I have to get to know him. And what got you into that?
Well, I actually had another YouTube channel before that, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. But when I was watching other reviewers, I seen a few that, you know, every time they say this is the best thing I ever had in my beard. Next review, this is the best thing I ever had in my beard. You know, it seems like every single time they came out with the video, it's the best thing in their beard. It's like, no, you know, there's got to be something about it you didn't like, or, you know, something, and not everything's going to work in your beard like the best thing. You know, there's going to be something's going to be better, something a little more average. You know, I just got tired of that, and, you know, of course, based on my background, you know, I know a little, you know, they're not telling the whole story, so like I say, well, I got tired of that kind of, you know, people saying like that. So I say, well, you know, I'm gonna do my own reviews and put out my honest opinion about things. So that's pretty much why I got started.
Okay, and you've obviously loved it. I mean, you keep going it. You do lives. You do quite a few lives. How many lives do you do a week? You have the Sunday live right after this show. And what other lives do you do? Because I see you randomly at the most random times you're doing a live and unboxing or something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, unboxings are kind of random, you know, kind of really based on when Ron wants to do them too. And, you know, of course, I get invited on some other people's lives, so those are, you know, different times. But the main lives that we have is Creation Station, where we have guests on. Like we had Tyson on, we've had a multitude of guests, but, you know, it's just me, Ron, Delivery Beard, and Eric, Sober Chef Eric. You know, we host a guest and talk to him and interview him. Then that's generally every other week, unless depending on when the guests can come on. Sometimes we're doing back to back. But then every other week that we're not doing Creation Station, it's usually me and Ron just doing a hangout and chat. And usually we ask people if they want to come on and join us too. So
you do, and usually the profile or the link in there in the bio, and just let us click on it. Yeah, you two working together on stream is so someone put it as it's like the Golden Girls where they kind of like bicker but they're like best friends. It's fun to watch.
An odd couple. And
it's really fun to watch. But when's your reviews? When do you post those so everyone knows?
Well, generally on Saturdays, but like the one I did this weekend was today, because I did actually a live review,
which was cool. I haven't seen it yet, but I think that's a really cool idea that you did.
Yeah, I've had that idea for a while, and I was thinking, well, yes, hey, I was going to do it, and I asked them if I could do it with them, and said sure. So I set up to actually a live, because I didn't want to do a live review and actually ask, you know, interact with the chat while I'm doing the live. So I kind of tried to do it basically on if I was just filming a review to post. And then after the review, I had the company owners in the green room, and that just brought them on after review, and, you know, kind of interviewed them and had questions in the chat too. So.
Well, hopefully you liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, first time I did something like that, but it was really no different from just doing a regular live stream, really. So
yeah, it's kind of a fun idea, though. I think that's really cool. So. It's No Shave November. There's lots of people who are growing their beards the first time. Like I have a few neighbors that have never grown a beard that I saw just today. As a matter of fact, they have this little stubble here, and I'm like, "Wait, are you growing a beard?" And they're all, and I'm like, "Yeah." And so we start talking and everything. And so there's a lot of new beardsmen. And the guy who I work with, he has a huge old goatee, not as long as yours, but it's just a goatee and a mustache, you know, just right here. And I'm like, you need some oil. So I gave him some oil. He's like, well, how do I use it? Really? It threw me for a loop. I'm like, wait, what? You don't know how to use it? And so as a new beardsman, so as an experienced groomsman, a beardsman who has an epic mustache that no one can see you really talk.
I know I've seen several comments in the chat already about that.
I know. I swear everyone's commenting on it. It's like you have an epic mustache, man, and a beard. So what advice would you give a new beardsman?
And man, you just gotta get patience, let it grow, and get yourself a good quality beard oil to start off with. And then as you grow out, move on to beard butter or beard balm, depending on what you're looking for. But the main thing is to have patience and let it grow.
Yeah, I would agree. That's one thing that I didn't have, and so that's how I actually found Scuba, which I found Dan from there, is because I tried to figure out how can I make my beard hair grow faster. That was like one of the main things that I was looking for, and what can I do to get rid of the itch and that type of stuff. And so yeah, I'm with you on that. Just be patient. I think that's a great idea.
I know when speaking of Dan and Scuba, it's like majority of people out there seem to either find Scuba or Dan first.
It was Scuba for me.
Yeah.
And then Dan, and then the rest of you guys. So Dagan, hands down, is the greatest Muppet Jim Henson ever designed.
I know when Chris first said I'm his favorite Muppet, I did a little TikTok and posted on there for him with a
So her oldest son is growing something. That's awesome. It looked like dirt in the sunlight. So, what's your favorite scent profile that you like in beard oil?
It's not coffee.
Have you ever smelt a coffee oil?
Yes, I've well, actually not a pure coffee, but I had smelled some that had coffee in it, and
so you don't drink coffee at all?
I don't drink coffee. I mean, to tell you the truth, the smell of coffee is really not that bad, but I don't really care for it, so it's not gonna be in my beard either. So, but I don't like the taste of coffee either. I definitely don't like the taste of it.
No. So, what would be your favorite then?
Well, I'm more of a summery type scents, really. To be my favorite. Then my second favorite is woodsy, but my leather is up there though. Leather is up there.
You like you citrus and leather?
Well, mainly leather. Yeah.
I didn't know you were a leather fan.
Yeah, I like leather.
So how come you're not part of the leather brotherhood, so to speak, with like Ken and Andrew and Emo?
Well, I know, but that happened way before they knew I even liked leather. So it's
I don't. This is the first for me. I didn't know you like leather.
Yeah, good stuff.
Ah, there you go.
But really, I mean, overall, I mean, I like a lot of them stuff. The summery, citrus, food scents. I mean, like the pineapple or things like that. Even woodsy scents. I enjoy them all, but just
you really do.
Just not coffee.
Yeah, just not coffee. Hey Liam, how you doing, buddy? I haven't seen him for a while. He works in retail as well, like yourself, and I think he said he works 60 to 70 hours a week right now. Lots of overtime. So
yeah, I've been getting a lot of overtime myself.
What'd you say?
I've been getting a lot of overtime myself too.
I bet. That's why I was asking. Leather. See, everyone likes leather. Oh, Mel's going to tell Ken you're recruiting you into the Leatherheads group.
All right.
Yeah, I had no idea that you like leather. So, what beard trends do you see coming in 2022? Just because last year we saw a lot of new trends that we're going into this year. So, what do you see moving forward?
Well, I still see CBD continue on as a trend.
Okay.
I don't know. I kind of think that like emu and ostrich, they're not going to be as big. But as for butters, though, I can see maybe getting into some more exotic type butters.
Oh, how so?
Well, you can already see. I mean, some people are starting to get into it. Like, well, I can only see, based on what Gary said. Some of his are really out there. The way he's saying it. So, I mean,
yeah.
I can see other companies starting to find other type of butters that people haven't heard of yet. So.
That's interesting. No one's ever said that on the. I always ask that question about the butter. I think that's kind of cool. A lot of people have commented on becoming a full a more in-depth scent profile. Some have said, a full one-stop shop. Some are, like CBD as yourself, but you're the first person who's ever said that. So I think that's pretty cool about butters.
Well, I mean, like one-stop shop. I think that should be a good goal for every company to strive for. So.
Yeah, but that's why I asked the question. What do you think is going to be happening? So there's a few questions out there. If you guys have any questions for Dagan, please let us know. Just hit a Q so I know for a fact. Dagan, do you like bluegrass trails?
Yes. Got it right. I got it right back here somewhere.
Dagan, the man of many words.
See, yeah, that's the thing about me. If you notice my reviews, they're shorter compared to a lot of other people that do reviews, because I'm to the point. Get it done, and I don't put a lot of fluff in there. I just want to get to the point, get my point across, and tell it how it feels to me. So.
No, that's perfect. So when I was at my undergraduate, one of my degrees is in biology, and you had to I had every class, you could put zero fluff in it. So you had to do some research. And I remember adding ammonia to lily pads in water and seeing how they created more throughout a month, and basically seeing multiply and all that kind of stuff, and what ammonia did to it compared to just the regular water ones. And from there, I had to write down a 10-page report on what happened. No fluff.
Yeah,
it was the worst paper ever. And then I go get my master's, and I'm like, and I can add fluff all I want to it, and it took me like 2 seconds. So, like, you guys who can just point it out and go direct it, that's a good skill set to have, because I definitely know how that.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Bruce City there about bluegrass trails.
Say that one more time.
I kind of agree with what Bruce City said there about bluegrass trails.
I understand that. Yeah. Maybe we can work something out with Ken's permission. So I know you have something here in the next few minutes. So we're not going to go the full hour like we talked about, but we're going to come close. But you have your live here shortly. So, but I have lots of would you rather questions that I always end with. But that being said, do you have anything else? Any questions that you have for the audience or for me?
Well, no. But I am an open book. So if anybody anytime, here right now, or reach out to me DM, I'm an open book. Ask me any question you want to about, me, my life. If you know somebody out there that's questioning themselves, I'll be gladly to help you out. If you have, a family member, anything like that, just let me know, and I'll be glad to help.
That's one thing that I do want to emphasize is Dagan is an open book, and he is willing to help anyone. Him and I have had some deep conversations, I would say, personal deep conversations. So Dagan for sure is out there willing to help anyone who might need his help. So Dagan, how long have you been growing your beard? When did you start?
Probably roughly about 18 years. 18, 19 years. I've had some sort of beard, whether it be, really short beard, up to a business beard, a goatee, back to a beard. Although I did shave it a few times during, the beginning of No Shave November, and then, just grew it right back. But yeah, other than that, it's been roughly about 18 years. I've had some sort of facial hair.
And does your husband like your mustache like the rest of us?
Well, before I cut it short all the time. Well, I have to go back and preface why I always cut it short. That's because I wear a CPAP mask at night.
Oh, okay.
And the mask I use, rests on top of my mustache. And when I try to grow it out, it always kept it really out of whack, and I didn't want to deal with it, so I always kept it short. But I found this mask that actually just fits underneath the nostrils that didn't mess with my mustache, so it's allowed me to grow it out. But when I first started doing it, he didn't want me to do it, but I did it anyway, and he likes it. So,
yeah, that's how Candace was. She didn't like my beard at all, let alone the mustache, and now she wants it. She wouldn't want me to cut it off. I actually asked her, I'm like, what if I cut it off? She's like, no, you're not cutting it off. So, Dagan, in your opinion, do you believe that there are things and supplements that would make your beard faster?
I assume grow faster.
Yeah.
And yes, but that's gonna be on an individual basis based on what I've heard other people say. Because I've taken biotin before. Actually, I don't take it right now, but when I was taking biotin, I definitely noticed an increase in my beard and how it grew. And I mean, I haven't taken biotin in a month, and my beard hair is pretty much stayed the same length. Well, not same length, it's grown, but the individual hairs have pretty much all been staying around the same amount. But when I take biotin, definitely notice a faster growth, and each individual hairs were like growing different rates too. So,
How is this the longest your beard's ever been?
yes.
How long is it? I'm just kind of curious.
About this long.
See, you're full of jokes.
No, I don't know actually how long it is now, but I think the longest I ever actually measured at one time is about 10 inches.
Okay. Nice. That's so funny about that long. All right. So with that being said, would you rather questions? You ready? So everyone answer them as well if you want to. So would you rather have a completely automated home or a self-driving car? And note for you, you might want a self-driving car just because you're crazy.
No. I'd rather have a complete automated home to make my life easier because I just love driving. I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't drive.
You do love driving.
Yes.
Have you ever actually driven in a race on a racetrack in a race car or anything like that?
Well, I've driven on a racetrack, but in my own car.
How fast you get it going, and what car was it?
Is back when I had a Chrysler 300 SRT 8.
Oh,
and that was fast.
Yeah.
Dude, I keep up with motorcycles going down the highway.
How fast did I get to 0 to 60? It's pretty fast with the SRTs.
Yeah, it's like I can't remember. I know high fours, I think it was.
Yeah, those are fast, man.
Yeah.
So how fast you get it going?
Well, I think it's like about 100, 110, I think it was, but they wouldn't last to go too fast because you're in your own car, going, but anyway.
Yeah.
But the fastest I've been in it is like 120.
So legally you could do it on the track for 100, you went 110, but illegally you went to 120 is what you're saying? Oh, that's hilarious. I believe it too after driving with you. No, have you ever been to Vegas?
No.
So in Vegas, they actually have a race car. You can do like 5 to 10 laps, I think it was, for like $175 or something like that. And I've always wanted to drive. They have like 10 different cars that you can drive, and one of them is like a nice Stingray, and I'm like, oh, that would be fun to drive. And see how fast you can get it going. I've always wanted to do something like that. So, well, that's awesome.
My husband's in the chat now.
Oh, awesome. So automated home. I need to be in control of the wheels, right? Self-driving car would be cooler than a Dean Kuhn's Demon Seed home. I used to race. Oh, that's cool. Legally? Hey, Carlos, how you doing?
Yep.
It was too noisy.
Yeah, I had electronic exhaust cutouts on it, so I could turn them on and off and make it really noisy.
So not like one of those little pocket rockets, right?
No, you got a big old V8. That's going to sound deep. And
I know, but you know what I mean. I hate those ones. I don't know what everyone else feels like in the chat, but I'm not a fan of the little pocket rocket like Hyundai Civics or something like, or Honda Civics where there's like, zzz, like,
yeah,
dude, come on, man.
No.
STRA, I want to see Dagan doing a burn on that, right?
I've done them, but I don't think I have a video of it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So next one. Would you rather have a flying carpet or a car that can drive underwater?
Well, that's an interesting one there.
Right?
I know. It'd have to be a car that can drive underwater because I like driving.
Oh, way cool.
It'd just be cool to be able to see the underwater in that way.
Fart can mufflers is what he calls them. So what'd you say on the answer? I apologize.
I'd rather have a car that can drive under the wire because I still like driving, and it just be cool to be able to go, underwater like that and see the, ocean life, or
Yeah.
just be cool to see it that way.
See, and I would be a flying carpet just so I could sing the song with my wife. Do some Aladdin with her.
Yeah, E-Rock said, "Don't hate on his Hondas."
Oh, you have Hondas are great. It's just when they make them not great. Flying carpet, underwater, flying carpet. Screw the airline. See,
Yeah,
he gets it.
There you go.
All right, next question. Would you rather have unlimited sushi for life or unlimited tacos?
That's a good one. I like both so much, but
and they're the good tacos. Like for me, it's the street tacos. The carne asada street tacos are by far my favorite.
Yeah, I'm gonna say tacos myself too. I mean, you have Taco Tuesday any day around here,
right? That's us too.
That's right.
But really good sushi, it's hard to come by.
Yeah,
and unlimited because it's so expensive.
I know that's the only problem with it.
Yeah, we have one that's like $15-$20 a roll, and it comes with like 6 of them or 8 of them. Yeah, and I'm just like, man, but it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
So sure. We got tacos, sushi. See, I like sushi. I like tacos too. Tacos. Never. What? Shut up. Wait, he is from Ireland.
What?
Does Ireland not have tacos?
May not be a thing there.
That would throw me for a loop if he's really never had tacos. What's up, Emo? We were just talking about you. We got a new leatherhead over here. He's an old leatherhead. He's been loving leather forever, but he's never told anyone. So, Emo, there's 4 of you now, not 3. Okay, back to Steven. Steven, if you're still in here, you got to tell me if this is true. And do you really, does like your country not have them? Because I thought they were just like tacos.
Yeah. Have you never had them, or you just they don't do them there?
So tacos.
Oh,
for sure, right, Diablo? That's how I am, David. Leather.
How about sushi tacos?
Not that big here. Never had one. Wow, that really throws me for a loop. I mean, yeah. So what's big there, Steven? What's a big thing to eat there? That's like tacos here. Tacos are a standard staple of life here. Wouldn't you say that, Dagan?
Yeah.
So, Steven, what's a staple for you guys? I want tacos made by Cruz's cousin Chico. Okay, so.
Oh, and tamales. Tamales are good too.
Tamales are really good. So tamales, where you're at, and in I would say in Arizona and a couple places, that's like a staple for like Christmas too and Thanksgiving and stuff. Here, it's not as big.
Oh, people sell them all the time around on the street. I was actually by a local washateria type place, and this lady sees me and says, "Yeah, you want to buy some tamales?" I said, "Okay, sure. What you got? How much?"
They're usually cheap, aren't they?
Yeah, homemade tamales. Well, hers was a dozen for $14. So that's not too bad.
So his norm is fish and chips. So fish and fries. Yeah, I like fish and chips. The best fish and chips I've ever had was in Alaska, made by the tour guide's wife when we were fly fishing for salmon, and it was all halibut, and it was the best, hands down. And I've had a lot. That was by far the best I've ever had. Was halibut fish and chips from her, and it was fresh.
Yeah, fish. I mean, salmon. I like salmon best.
Salmon's really good. I actually had salmon the other night. All right, next question. Would you rather be completely invisible for one day or be able to fly for one day?
This is interesting because when I was younger, I used to have dreams about flying all the time, and
I think all of us did. I think every kid wanted to fly.
I know,
or be super strong,
right? And of course, with my former job, being invisible will come in real handy. But I think I'd have to actually be invisible one day. There's some things I'd like to find out.
Yeah. What do they really think about me?
Right.
So I would definitely say flying. I think how fun would that be? But in the summer, not in the winter.
Right.
My
And,
mom makes tamales for Christmas. You got to send them some over to me, man. I'll pay for them.
Of course, if I'm going to be invisible for one day, I have to know when I'm going to turn back, so I'll have some clothes on.
Yeah, right. Iraq, no flautas. Invisible, flying. Fly, want to travel the world. See, I guess we could have to decide how fast we could fly, but I would say I would want to fly too. I have 3 kids. Please make me invisible. Invisible. See, Chris, that's what I would say, but I think it would be fun to take my kids flying. That would be fun. Pupusas. Now, pupusas are El Salvadorian, aren't they? Or are they Panama? I like pupusas. Have you ever had those?
I'm not sure what that is.
It's almost taco like, but it's like in a pita bread, almost like.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And they put their meats and stuff in there, and their sauces and all that kind of stuff. It's actually really good.
I've had something like that. Just didn't know what they were called.
Yeah. Admit, I have a lady at church that makes them real good. See. And then,
my husband says I have had them. So.
All right, and the last question: would you rather have more time or more money?
No, more money.
Why is that?
Just so I know that everything's taken care of for, when that time comes.
Yeah, that's. I would have to. I was going to say more time, but then as soon as you said that when I was thinking that, when I was in the hospital, and the doctor said say goodbye, that was the first thing I thought. It was like, is my family taken care of? Did I do enough for them so that when I'm gone, that they'd be taken care of? And it scared me, so I have to say money for that one too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Everyone else. Money. What'd you say?
I think several other people with that same money too.
So your husband says from the place by Walgreens.
Yeah. I remember that now.
So do you like pupusas?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah,
they're good.
See, taquitos, those are good, but I'd still say carne asada, street tacos are my favorite. So, what does your husband specialize when he cooks?
Well,
because you said he's a good chef. That's why I was wondering.
Yeah, well, he's good at whatever he does. I mean, like a lot of times we make spaghetti. I mean, not all the time, but a lot of times he'll actually make his own sauce. And
oh wow, that takes some talent.
Yeah, it's a die for him. And of course, being Hispanic, really good making tacos and that kind of stuff. So he puts his own little twist to things. So he's always a lot of times we'll have the different ingredients and he'll whip something up really amazing. So with just different stuff.
Well, I like when people really have down a good recipe that they make from fresh spaghetti sauce and it's real. That's my favorite. I would have to agree with that. So so from El Salvador, I was right. It's just tortillas with meat and beans inside. And Emo said, I always go for more time to save for my family and spend time with them. And he's legit. He's all about his family. He's a really good dad and husband. I've seen one on hand how he treats both of them, and it wasn't a joke. So someone scored a touchdown.
Yeah, come on.
I don't know who he's rooting for. I think it was the Packers, right? I was watching this and the Packers. And he says I'm a good cook.
No, he's a great cook.
And money, so much more we could do. Exactly. So what we decided for my family this year is we're not doing Christmas presents. We're actually going to do a Christmas experience. And so we're going to do Disneyland and stuff like that. It's gotten to the point where I'm like, they forget what they're done playing with whatever they get after a couple of weeks. But you know what? They'll always have those memories after, when we're gone and stuff like that. And so I think we're going to do, I think this is going to be a normal thing now. So I'm excited. It'll be fun.
Oh yeah, like on my husband's side, his family on his side, a lot of times we just do like a, pick a name, people pick a name, and that's the person we buy for. So,
oh, that's cool.
I think it's a pretty good idea.
That is a really good idea. I like that. We do that as a whole entire family, like extended family, aunts and uncles, and all that, and give a family something special that wouldn't be able to afford it. But I never thought about just doing it with us. I actually like that a lot.
Right.
So, Dagan, how do you eat spaghetti sauce with that mustache and beard?
Well, you get the spaghetti on the fork, you roll it up inside of a spoon, not get really big chunks, but as long as it's rolled up on this fork nice and tight, stick it in your mouth. But sometimes that sauce does drip off in the beard. But
so there's a place called Spaghetti Factory here on Charlie Square in Salt Lake. It's actually really, really popular and really big. A lot of people will go to it that are outside of when they come skiing and snowboarding, or there's the Sundance Film Festival. A lot of movie stars and stuff will come to that and all that kind of stuff. So it's really good. But they have one that's Mizithra cheese. So it's like brown sugar, butter, and Mizithra cheese with it, and it's so good. But I tell you, it doesn't matter what you do. You'll have it looks like Parmesan flakes all over your beard. It's just like, I can't eat spaghetti without getting it everywhere.
Yes, it's very hard.
So Dagan's got to go here in about 4 minutes. So does anyone have any questions for Dagan before we take off? And Dagan, while we're doing that, I just appreciate you taking the time to come on and always being a supporter of Copper Johns and just an all-around good guy. I appreciate you, man.
Well, yeah, and I appreciate you having me on too as well.
Oh yeah, of course. My goal is to eventually have everyone on. It's just that just takes time. So I appreciate your willingness to do that. And again, remember, guys, use BGG15, and that will save you 20%. I kept calling it BBG. But now we'll save you 20% on until midnight tonight on Eastern time. So
look at that comment there.
Appreciate it, Carlos.
They are good. He uses them all the time.
He does. And so does Mel, his wife. Ken does too. Ken just rubs it on his head. I'm just joking, Ken. So
speaking of that, back when I was getting close to 500 subscribers, I said I might shave my head hair off, when I get hit 500, but he wouldn't let me do it. So
yeah, so Ken actually he's the one who made I hired him. He makes all my labels now, and we do pay him, and but he made the new Christmas called Christmas Village that's coming out in a couple weeks, and I think he did an amazing job. So I appreciate you, Ken.
Yeah, he does a really good job of that for you.
Yeah, he does, and that's what we wouldn't hire him. Even if he's a great friend of mine, which he is. Obviously, I wouldn't hire him if he didn't do a good job. We can still be, but he does a good job too. So, love CJ's Body Butters and Dagan's Caddy. Yeah, absolutely. I actually think the Body Butters fit in your Caddy, Dagan.
Yeah, but the one that Diablo's got, he's got one kind of like yours, but I've made them a little different, where they actually just fit your butters. They're not extra big anymore, so they actually fit your butters. And I do a 1 ounce oil instead of a 2 ounce oil hole.
So Ken, he says your mic sounds nice. Ken, so Ken and I have a relationship where he can just be honest with me. Like I feel like anyone can, but he feels like he can be honest with me now. And he told me, hey Tyson, you want some critical advice? And I'm like, absolutely. He's like, do this and this to your mic and make sure it goes to your face instead of sideways. And so I appreciate it, Ken.
So man, I got mine right here to sign me.
Yeah, so I used to have it pointing sideways like this in front of my face, and he's like, no, you need to actually point it in, and it'll sound even better. I'm like, oh, sweet. So I always appreciate good advice and people who are trying to help you.
Well, yeah, I mean, when I get advice, I don't take it like they're criticize me or anything like that. I mean, I take the advice and go with it. They're trying to make me better. So
yeah, actually, this guy right here, he came to me, and I felt honored because he has an idea that him and I are going to be working on here shortly. As soon as Christmas is over, I told him as soon as Christmas is over, we're hands on deck with him, and so I'm a little excited to see what we have.
Yeah, I know, Ken. They're all different. They all function a little differently.
So, but anyway, I appreciate you coming. I'll give you a couple seconds, have final thoughts if you have any, and then we can say goodbye just because it's 6 o'clock and you need to get to your life here shortly.
Yeah, I mean, I just appreciate you having you on again. I appreciate everybody that's coming to chat, to hang out with us. And for your questions. So remember again, if you have anything for me that you may have had something you didn't want to put in the chat here, just reach out to me IG. I'm an open book. I'll answer anything you got, about anything. So
awesome. Again, BGG GGG 15 will save you 20%. And yeah. And if you guys have anything, please email me at copperjohnsbeard.com or message me on IG. Again, tonight is the last night to sign up for the beard competition that will be happening starting Monday. And I think I actually am just going to have everyone come on the Copper Lodge let me look at the date. I want to say it's the 28th. Yeah, the 28th in 2 weeks, and just have everyone compete there. Everyone who shows up will actually, in the chat, we'll actually vote on the winners in each stage. So it's going to be fun. So, Dagan, I appreciate you, and have a good live.
All right. Thank you.
All right,
I appreciate you, Tyson.
Thanks.
Night, everybody.